Hey y'all, Nikki here. I know it's been kind of a long time, and that's okay because I don't really have any subscribers anyway. I'm coming on here to start a new segment, I guess you would call it, which is a little odd because I'm still working on the last segments for our move and starting a new segment for another move. So we moved to Portland area in 2020. We planned this move in 2019 and we listed our house. We had an offer. We were in in escrow, whatever you call it. And then everything started shutting down and we panicked. And instead of coming here and looking for a home and figuring out where we wanted to live and make sure it's where we wanted to be, we had to pack up our house into storage containers and hit the road with our, at the time, 3-year-old and our 2 dogs, towing our second vehicle behind our first vehicle with nothing more than roughly a suitcase each, give or take. And we got here in end of March 2020, searched for a home, and because of what we had been told about the market, it's very hostile, very seller's market and multiple bids on homes. And so if you see something, you got to go for it right away. We did. This house it's fine. But it was never intended to be our forever home. It was intended to be our good enough home, had a good elementary, and something we could put our stamp on as what do they call it? Like a flip, fix up some things and then sell it for a profit. We had intended on staying in the area. However, this pandemic and the riots and everything has taught us that this is not the state for us. This is not the city for us. It's a volatile environment, and we have determined that we are not happy here. And it's weird for me to say that because we do have family here. So in a way, I feel like I am insulting them when I say these things. However, this is just our truth. We're not happy here, and we don't think we should stay. The market is doing very well for sellers, so we want to take advantage of that. We will be listing our house and moving, we don't know where. In full honesty, we don't know where we're going. We're going to move out of this house and stay with family while we travel and figure it out. We've decided that we need to figure out where we actually want to be, and the way to do that is to visit places and be there for a week or two, explore, figure out places we do like and places we don't like, so we know where to return and what to mark off our list. We are currently looking at Montana, the state of Montana. We are not ruling out any other places. We know we want trees, trees. We know we want mountains, and we want trees, greenery. We want wildlife. We want to still be within an hour of a major city, but we don't want to be near a major city. We've realized we don't like densely populated areas. Where we are right now, I do believe has a population of a little over 100,000 in our little suburb. I guess I could say the suburb, since by the time you see this video, we will not be here. We are in Oak Hills, Bethany area. We chose a very good location, and we will do well with resale. But as a whole, this is not the place for us. That I don't like the direction that the schools took with handling COVID. That was one thing. They made no efforts to come up with a feasible solution to deal with COVID and kids returning to school. And there is crime Every single day, there is a shooting practically every single day. There was an incident within our suburb, which is a very quiet suburb in regards to the area. And even still, we had an armed standoff situation right down the road from us. I do apologize if the camera falls down. Our dogs are very, I guess I should get my hair out of the way with this mic, huh? Our dogs are very anxious, very nervous, very stressed out. They know what's going on, and they're older, so they're not doing well with it. And so they're attached to our hip. Everywhere we go, they go. They're having a hard time. They don't want to do this. And I don't blame them, but it will be worth it. And especially since our primary focus for this decision is our 5-year-old. And ensuring that he receives a full education, that he is allowed to be a child and is allowed to make choices about who he is. That's another big thing about this area is they're so determined to make everything so inclusive that they're actually taking away from people in that process. From my understanding with the school that we're assigned to, our son would be reprimanded for using he or she. I take issue with that, because not because I think that everybody is a he or a she, but because they are children. They are 5. They are still learning the alphabet. They are learning how to read. They are learning how to count. They are not ready to be thrown into this, oh, it doesn't matter. You're not a he, you're not a him. Everything you've learned up to this point is wrong. We thought we would be happy here, and we're not. And for some of our family and friends, it's probably going to seem like we rushed this and that here we go again, Nikki and Ryan, Baylor family is moving. But we have been thinking about this for a while and finally decided without a doubt that if we're not happy, then that means it's time to go. And for me, one of the lessons I've learned over these past 2 years is that I focus so much on trying to make others happy that I put no focus on making myself happy. And I have noticed that me trying to make others happy was making me unhappy. And I don't think anyone other than my husband really knew what I was going through because nobody asked. If any of our family's watching this, I'm sorry. But it's just how I feel. I feel like I put so much effort into making everyone else happy and nobody was putting in the effort to make me happy. As a result, I've been hurting. Emotionally and mentally, I've been hurting. And my husband has been hurting as a result of that because he cares so deeply, just like me, about others that it's hurting him to see me hurting. And it's been rough. It's been hard having trying to come to the conclusion of what my own personal beliefs and conclusions are and feelings, and having the strength to tell our family and friends what I think, what I feel, what I want, because there will be kickback. So I have a few weeks to get a majority of the rooms cleared out and painted. And it'll be easier to paint if there's less stuff in the way. So we're gonna start packing and getting this place ready to sell. So some of the reasons we want to move specifically from this area: 1, the crime; 2, the population; 3, the environment. We want all 4 seasons. And by that I mean we want a season of rain, not 3 seasons of rain. The weather has most affected my husband because he now works from home full time. So 3/4 of the year, he is locked in an office, just dark, cloudy rain for a view. So yes, we have lights and we have lighting and all that. But you know, when you have to spend a majority of your time in one space, the last thing you want is depressing, gloomy doom out the window. So for him, it's about finding a place where he gets 4 seasons and he has something calming, relaxing, enjoyable to look out the window at while he's stuck in an office in our house. This is Rolla, our other puppy. He's very stressed because he knows he's been there, done that too many times. We don't know where we're going. We are fairly certain it's Montana. But who knows? Honestly, who knows? Our goal is to figure this out before the start of the school year. Right now, it is March, the end of March, but it is March. So we do have a good amount of time to figure this out. And we will make a decent amount of net, or whatever you want to call it. We will net quite a bit on this house. However, the way the market is, we might end up spending it all on the next place. But the goal is to have the next place be the place. It will be the home that we live in throughout his education, his K-12 education. That is what we're trying to figure out. We want it to be a one and done. And while we are living in that house, we will search for land and we will start the process of setting up the utilities, bringing the road in, whatever it be, to wherever we are. But the goal is to buy acreage and to build a custom home. And that will be our forever home. That will be the home that we move into as he transitions into his next stage of life, whether it be going on a gap year travel or college or a tech school or a military, whatever it be. When he transitions, we will transition. That is the goal. And the other goal is to have the transition lead to a debt-free lifestyle. So the home that we are looking for next, we are looking at location, we are looking at schools, we are looking at the comfort, convenience of living in that home. And we are looking for something that will give us a good return on our investment, such as being able to rent it out after, or Airbnb it, vacation property it, or turn around and sell it for a significant profit. So those are our goals with the next home. And that is why Montana is high on our list. We have family in Montana, that you can get acreage in Montana. There's beautiful scenery, there's hiking, there's lakes, there's fishing, there's all 4 seasons. So that's why we're considering Montana. That's why it's top of our list. And yeah, we're gonna start packing. Excuse you. Excuse you. I have a very protective dog. He's barking at my husband, his owner, because his owner is making noise in his front yard. Okay, so anyway, I am attempting to make this move a shipping-free situation. I am buying moving supplies as I need them based on what's available at my local Home Depot, possibly, and or U-Haul. I'm not a fan of Lowe's, so I won't be going to Lowe's. There's not a Lowe's near me. It's just not a convenience for me. So I prefer the brown standard packing boxes. I prefer the paper packing tape, the brown paper packing tape. I do try to purchase things that are recyclable or reusable, that can have a second life. I try to be less wasteful, I guess you would say. And I try to purchase things that I can repurpose in some other way. So for example, I bought the foam picture covers for art pieces, the large ones you can buy from Home Depot. I bought those, and in my mind, they're useful still in the future because I can put certain pieces of like holiday decor or platters or something in them to use them after we've moved. That will be my system till the end of time. I don't want to keep my holiday decor in my home in cabinets all year round. I don't want to do that. I'm just not that kind of person. Today marks the day of truly starting this journey and owning up to my opinions and feelings and desires. Today marks the day that I yield to no one and say what I feel, say what I'm thinking, and do what's best for me and my family. And what's best for us is to leave the Portland area and find a new home for us, find a new journey. So let's start the journey.